Hello and welcome. The purpose of today's webinar is to provide project managers and those interested in the project management profession with information about the changing landscape of project management and some of PMI's changing requirements. My name is Michael Schreiner, and I am RedVector's Director of Education and a Project Management Institute, or PMI, Certified Project Management Professional, or PMP. So here are some of the things that I wanted to talk about today. First, I'm going to provide an overview of the changes that PMI has made, which are effective as of today. Then we're going to discover why PMI is making these changes and how they're using the term talent triangle to communicate the changes. Then we're going to take a look at how RedVector courses satisfy or align with the topics in each area of the talent triangle. And then we're going to close things out with a few key dates that project managers need to be aware of in regards to these changes. Now, before we start talking about what has changed, I thought it would be important to talk about what's not changed. The total number of PDUs required to keep each certification has not changed. So for PMPs, for Program Management Professionals, or PMPs, Professional Business Analysts, or PBAs, for Portfolio Management Professionals, or PfMPs, 60 PDUs are required in a 3-year cycle. So there's really nothing new here. Likewise, for Agile Certified Practitioners, or ACPs, Risk Management Professionals, also known as RMPs, and Scheduling Professionals, or SPs, the total number of PDUs required to keep each of these certifications is not changed either. So again, nothing new here. What I can tell you is the landscape of project management has changed, and how the PDUs are maintained is different because the landscape has changed. Gone are the days when project managers solely focused on technical project management topics, such as project scope, project schedule, and project cost, for example. In today's project management landscape, project managers are more and more called to become leaders in their organizations and to have strategic and business management influence. Now, technical project management is obviously still vitally important, but moving to a talent triangle framework gives project managers a professional development roadmap to bring added value to the organization in the areas of leadership and strategic and business management. I know I've seen this in my own career, being ushered into leadership areas that have allowed me to have strategic and business management influences here at RedVector. Moving into a talent triangle framework, it just also increases the value, relevance, and credibility of practitioners. And so because of this changing landscape, PMI is asking project managers to take part in targeted activities in each of these different talent triangle areas. And here's what the talent triangle looks like. But to summarize, PMI is realizing that project managers focus on technical skills, but technical skills are not enough. And companies are really seeking to have added skills to support long-range strategic objectives and the bottom line. And so the PMI Talent Triangle was born, and it's made up of the topic areas that you see here. I wanted to provide some definitions of each of these different areas. So when we talk about technical project management, this is the knowledge, skills, and abilities related to the specific domains of project, program, and portfolio management, or the technical aspects of performing one's job or role. When we talk about leadership, this is the knowledge, skills, and behaviors specific to motivating and guiding others. And so what leadership is, it's the ability to articulate a vision and then guide or influence others to help achieve that objective. When we talk about strategic and business management, this is the knowledge of and the expertise in the industry or organization that enhances performance and better drives business outcomes. When we talk about strategic and business management, this is the ability to connect the dots between your work and the larger organizational strategy to drive project outcomes. It involves understanding of the overall business context. So let's dive just a little bit deeper here. I wanted to talk about the specific topics within each of these talent triangle areas. So for technical project management, a few examples are requirements gathering techniques, project controls and scheduling, risk management, scope management, and topics around agile tools and techniques. When we talk about leadership, we're talking about topics such as negotiation, conflict management, motivation, giving and receiving feedback. We're also talking about influencing, problem solving, team building, and emotional intelligence. And specific topics that might fall within strategic and business management include business acumen, finance, operational functions such as marketing or legal, strategic planning or alignment, contract management, and also complexity management. So what does this all mean? Well, because the landscape has changed, there's now a minimum number of PDUs that are required in each of the talent triangle areas for PMPs, PgMPs, PBAs, and PfMPs. There's now an educational requirement for those with V certifications to have at least 8 PDUs in each triangle area. Now, we can also take 11 PDUs in any area of the triangle for a total of 35 PDUs to meet the educational requirement to maintain our certifications. Now, the good news in all of this is that RedVector is well aligned with the talent triangle to meet these education requirements. So for technical project management, we have 62 courses approved by PMI for 110 hours. Strategic and business management, we have 37 courses that are approved by PMI for a total of 54 hours. And finally, for leadership, through PMI, we have 44 courses for 64 hours. I should also note that the remaining 25 PDUs that make up the total of 60 can be earned through the Giving Back to the Profession category, which include volunteering, creating knowledge, and working as a professional. Now, there's a lot more detail on the PMI website on how the elements in the Giving Back to the Profession category are qualified. In fact, PMI has created some really nice infographics that do a great job of explaining the details. So to summarize, for PMPs, PgMPs, PBAs, and PfMPs, RedVector has more than enough courses in our library to meet the educational requirement. Practitioners will be responsible for the PDU requirements for volunteering, creating knowledge, and working as a professional, and that grouping of requirements is called Giving Back. And then once those requirements have been met, we're on to a very happy you. Likewise, for Agile certified practitioners, for risk management professionals and scheduling professionals, there's now an education requirement to have at least 4 PDUs in each triangle area. And then we can also take 6 PDUs in any area of the triangle for a total of 18 PDUs to meet the educational requirement to maintain these certifications. Now we have the same exact pool of courses that can be taken in each one of these different talent triangle areas. And then I also should note about these grouping of credentials. The remaining 12 PDUs can be earned through volunteering, creating knowledge, and working as a professional. And no more than 4 of those hours can be submitted for working as a professional in the field of project management. So to summarize, for ACPs, RMPs, and SPs, RedVector has more than enough courses in our library to meet the educational requirement that are approved by PMI. Practitioners will be responsible for the PDU requirements for the Giving Back, which includes volunteering, creating knowledge, and working as a professional. And then once these requirements are met, we are on to a very happy you. I wanted to give just a real quick sneak peek into what the CCRS looks like, and CCRS stands for Continuing Certification Requirement System. As you can see, it definitely has more of a Google look and feel as compared to the previous system. It's also now completely mobile, which is totally awesome. You might be asking yourself, how do I know which RedVector courses are in each of these different triangle areas? Now, if you purchase courses for yourself, and if your company does not purchase them for you, you'll go to redvector.com, you'll hover over Courses for Individuals and then click License Requirements. And then narrow your search or select below field, type the word project, and you'll see that under the Professional Organizations tab or area of the screen, Project Management Institute or PMI Project Management Professional will appear. What you want to do is click the box to the left of that title, and here is what the website will look like. So this has a lot of the same information that I've already covered today, but if you wanted to look at the specific courses within each one of these topics, all you need to do is click the view under the view hyperlink underneath the courses column. And in this case, I've clicked leadership, and as you can see, we have 44 courses in the areas of leadership. So just one example is leading the project team, managing client relationships, coaching, what leaders do, inspiring a shared vision. Now, if your company gives you access to courses, access your RedVector Online University. And then next to the license field, select the Project Management Institute or PMI Project Management Professional dropdown, and then you'll see a lot of that same information appear on your screen. I wanted to close things out by giving you a few key dates to be aware of. Starting today, we are required to classify PDUs within each area of the talent triangle when entering PDUs into the CCRS. If your certification expires December 1st, 2017 and beyond, you will need to meet the minimum number of PDUs in the education category. So to review, for PMPs, PgMPs, PBAs, and PfMPs, you need to enter 8 hours at minimum in each of the different triangle areas. For ACPs, RMPs, and SPs, 4 hours minimum are required in each triangle area. Now, if your certification expires on or before 11/30/2017, you are not required to meet the minimum number of PDUs in each triangle area, but compliance is definitely encouraged. Now, let's take a look at the giving back category. Giving back is separated out into two main categories like we've talked about. The first category is volunteering and creating knowledge, and the second category is working as a professional. If your certification expires 12/1/17 and beyond, the maximum number of PDUs to be earned in the giving back category is decreased. Here's what that means. For PMPs, PgMPs, PBAs, and PfMPs, 16 hours can be used for volunteering and creating knowledge, and no more than 8 hours in the category of working as a professional. For ACPs, RMPs, and SPs, 8 hours can be used for volunteering and creating knowledge, and no more than 4 hours in the category of working as a professional. Like I mentioned earlier, PMI has some really great infographics that do a really good job of explaining the details around these requirements. Well, that wraps things up today, and I just wanted to thank everybody on behalf of RedVector for attending. We hope to see you again in a future webinar. Thank you very much, and have a great week.